a more recent payment since the one that we show?
Oh man, I haven't made no payment. I just started working last week.
Okay, first, Mr. Felton, we need you to go ahead and turn on your camera.
I'm trying to figure that out now. Is it on?
Okay.
You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, just can't see you.
Oh, let's see.
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Felton, what is going on? Why aren't you making your child support payments? You have a very low child support amount, so I don't
I know,
understand why you can't pay that.
Miss Scott, I've been going through a lot. My granddaddy passed last year. I lost my job last year. I working for Wellstar, and I've just been going through it. And
Okay,
I,
Mr. Felton, you're telling me about things from last year.
yes, ma'am.
That's a
I'm
long
sorry, but
time ago.
I have a job now. I'm working. I'm at work right now. So
Okay,
I'm gonna start my child support back on again. I know I fell off, but like I said, I actually been going through it. And as far as my background, I've been going through these different jobs. So now I'm working at a temp service right now. I started working for Piedmont at the end of this month. So I have a stable job and I'll be back on track with my child support. But I have
okay.
this.
The temp job that you're at now, are they one that we can do child support with?
I think so. You can.
Okay, can you go ahead and give the information relating to your current employment to Ms. Horton in the chat so that we can go ahead and get that started, or at least find out whether it's possible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Horton, if you could, thank you.
Good morning. Yes, I can do that.
No problem. Ms. Wilson, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay, but I would like to see you get some child support.
Yes, ma'am. Me too.
Okay. How many children do you have?
One.
How
Well,
old?
I have two, but one for Felton.
Okay. How old?
He's 16.
Oh, okay. So, Mr. Felton, you just got 2 more years. You know, you're gonna have to make the best of it.
Yes, ma'am. I don't have no problem paying my child support. I've just been going through it, trying to find a job. I got a job
Mhm.
now, and I have a stable job
Okay.
at the end of this month. So I'll be back on track. I don't have no problem paying the child support. You know that.
Okay. Okay. Ms. Wilson, was he pretty reliable in, when he was working?
Well, it was coming out of the check. Then yeah, I was getting it when he was working
Okay.
before. Yes, ma'am. But
Okay. Okay.
it just really started when he said it wasn't much. Like, I'm not like a bad person, and I'm
Oh, of
understandable.
course not.
So
Mhm.
I knew what was going on, and he didn't have a job. But you can't tell me that you're gonna do something and then you don't do it, because
Mhm.
I broke my ankle into 3 places and I couldn't walk for 6 months. So I was
Mhm.
still holding it down and doing what I needed to do for my son. But he made an agreement that he would pay for summer school. And when
Mhm.
I called for it, what he said, what made me even file this, when I called for the summer school money back, he said, "Give me a week,
Mhm.
I'll pay it, just pay it." So I was in a situation where I wasn't working or getting any money. So I had to borrow it from my sister and I paid it back. But he agreed to
Mhm.
pay half.
Of
So we
course.
agreed on
Mhm.
$400 for 2 classes. He paid 200, I paid 200. So I called him
Mhm.
August the 1st when school started, because I said, well, if I can get that money back from him, I'll be okay with the school clothes with what I have. I called, I said, hey, school starts tomorrow. What are you gonna help out with? Can I get the money for the summer school? His words was, he finished, right? I said, yeah. He said he passed, right? I said, yeah.
Mhm.
He said, B, I ain't paying nothing, and hung up in my face. So from that
Mhm.
day, I called me a lift, and I had my cane, and I went and filed this, because I mean, it was disrespect. But then you made
Mhm.
an agreement with me, and that hurted me,
Okay.
because I don't ask for much.
Okay.
I've never, don't pay my bills or anything. Just help me take care of your son.
Okay.
And then I'm going through something where my son has some dental issues, so your
Mhm.
help will be greatly appreciated.
Right.
I just had to pay
Okay.
for a root canal, which his mom did help. Gerard's mom did help me out with that, with a little bit of that. But now we got to get
Mhm.
crowns. That's $1,400. My kid is
Okay.
walking around with some dental issues going on, and it's painful. So I have to get that done.
Okay. Okay. So, Mr. Felton, you have a very reasonable child's mother here. She's just trying to work with you. So, just help. This is all for your child. This is not about her.
Yes, ma'am. I don't have no problem with that. Like I say, I'm back. I will be back on track. I will be sending my money again. I just
Okay.
went through something. So, I
Okay,
mean, I don't really have too much to say about that, but, I apologize. I
okay,
ain't trying
okay.
to,
That's good. We appreciate that, Ms. Horton. Okay, so, Ms. Horton, is that, temp job one that we can do?
I don't see anything in the chat. He hasn't
Oh,
sent
Mr.
me
Felton.
anything.
Mr. Felton, you're
I
supposed
don't
to
know how
be
to work.
sending information.
Miss Scott, I don't know how to work this phone. She can give me a call. I can get her all the information. I don't know how to work this phone. It's an iPhone. I'm new to it.
Okay,
If he doesn't mind just telling me the name of the temp agency,
It's job temp service.
spell it for me.
Job, JIBE, staffing agency.
Okay, I'll get the information.
okay. Okay, so, Mr. Felton, you just hold on for a while. Ms. Wilson, I am going to, let's see, reset this matter for, let's say, November the 10th, so that, your regular judge will be back on, and we'll be able to, check the status to see if we were able to get payments from, from the temp company. And then he says that it's going to start back again with the regular one. But, Mr. Felton, don't forget that if you do not see payments coming out, you need to make the payment.
I
Okay.
will make the payment.
Okay.
I don't have no problem with it.
Until it starts, you make the payment, $264. We're going to be looking for it November
Okay.
the 10th. Okay. So let me see what is going on in your case. I am showing a child support amount of 1,105. Looks like it recently started, and we are 2 payments behind, and
We are
no child-
technically they're doing the arrears. It was supposed to be signed by a lawyer at the child support office, but he hasn't made a payment since June.
Okay.
On-
Okay, so Mr. Racer, tell me what's going on.
At the time when my child support started, I was going through a few things. As their mother knows, we had been evicted, and my job had cut hours and everything. Right now, I'm currently in a place, and I've been working my regular hours. Started back up about maybe 2-3 weeks ago, so my hours are back up to normal. I can start making payments next Friday once I get paid, and then it'll be consistent every 2 weeks from there.
So he's known about this child support order since December of 2022 that he was supposed to pay come June.
Right, and yeah, we have not received anything in quite some time. So you said a payment is going to come through on the 20th. Now, is this what kind of job do you work? Can we set you up with income deduction?
Yes, I work for Amazon.
Okay, so can you give Ms. Horton the information about your employer in chat so that we can get it set up, and that way we don't have to worry about these types of issues?
Yes, ma'am, I can do that right now.
Okay, good.
You said Miss Horton, correct?
Yes, she's on screen. Yeah.
I found your name.
Okay. While he's doing that, Ms. Jordan, can you put your face in the screen and just tell me if you've heard anything from Mr. Stroud?
As in like communication wise?
Correct.
No, we don't communicate at all. We haven't communicated
okay.
since 2021.
Okay.
I attempted contacting Mr. Stroud numerous times. The one phone number we have is no longer working. The other, I left a message at an alternative number, and I tried again this morning. Email address is not working. It came back inaccurate, so we weren't able to get it.
I did just reach out to his sister to let her know, but I don't know what's going on with him.
Okay, so I'm going to leave it up to you, Ms. Jordan. Do you want us to go ahead and do an arrest warrant?
Yes.
Okay, we will do that. So just remember that you need to come into criminal to sign it. Okay.
How
But,
would I get those details? Like where to go for the address?
Oh, who do I have? Ms. Starks? If you could,
Yes.
just give her that information in the chat.
Yes, I would.
Thank you.
Okay, I do show
you're
a
welcome,
recent
and,
payment
you are
of
dismissed.
501. Okay, and in the same month, I do show 98. And then not too long ago, 199, which probably all together brings you to the $800 payment amount, but it looks like there's a significant amount of arrearage, which indicates that there have not been consistent payments. Would that be accurate to say, Ms. Rice?
Yes, that's accurate.
Okay. So tell me, what's going on, Mr. Waller?
I'm a part of the Gwinnett PAC program, and I have to talk to Judge Duncan every second Friday, and we have devised a plan to get the arrears down. So she wants me to do 233, I think it was, every Saturday, and that should start getting the arrears down.
I mean, your normal, I guess that would probably do $100 a month, maybe, towards the arrearage. So, are you capable of doing this? What's going on right now?
No, I'm capable of doing that. We just started this plan last month. So we were supposed to have PAC court, what was that, Wednesday, but it got canceled. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's a monthly occurrence. So it's usually every Friday of the month. So she's able to graduate out of that program the next few years or so, and that should knock this arrears down.
Okay.
May I speak?
Mm-hmm.
So I've lost count. This is either the fourth or fifth time we've been to this court. When I filed it, I think I filed it in either June or July. No payment was made. And during that time, there are a lot of, costs related to the children on me. Our oldest child is in college. And he went during the summer. I paid $2,500 cash and spent money getting him moved in. And I drove him down there myself, and it was just me and him. And then August came, and my son has a small loan, but I also paid $2,500 toward his tuition in August, and it's coming up again for next semester. We have our middle child has high functioning autism. He's doing well. He's in the marching band. I just paid $400 for marching band fees. I just bought him a new trumpet because he's going to be competing in honor band. I paid $550 for that. He's got an $800 DC trip coming up. My youngest child has allergies. She's allergic to a lot of things. Her main allergies are gluten, eggs, dairy, beef. She cannot eat regular food. And so the grocery bill, as you can imagine, is incredible. I try to shop on coupons, but I'm spending a small fortune on gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free food. And so it's a lot. I work full-time. I'm a singer part-time. I'll be singing in 2 weddings this weekend. And I started another business. I'm stretched to capacity. And what happens is Fred pays whatever he wants. And then when I file this case, then he will pay $200 here, $500 here. This is why he owes almost $15,000. And it does not. Oh, and additionally, in our divorce agreement, he's supposed to pay half of medical costs. In the 8 years we've been divorced, he's paid, I think, $200 something toward medical. So that's not even included in that child support. And I'm working on getting all those documents over to send to enforcement to let them manage that, because he's paid nothing, virtually nothing toward the kids' medical care. My daughter, it costs $2,000 for her to be evaluated at Progressive Medical Center for all of her allergies and all of the supplements. It's extremely expensive.
I can imagine.
So I'm not,
Well, Mr. Waller, I know you know your children and you hear what's going on. You know, it might be that you need to get a second job to help out if you can't manage at this point, because the children do have needs.
Your Honor, I don't pay what I want to. I have to meet with Gwinnett Magistrate Judge every month and evaluate child support. So I don't just pay what I want to. I have to meet the minimum, if not go meet the arrearage. So
Okay, you're addressing her question, but my question is is there a reason you can't get a second job? Because that would get you out of all of this.
I'm working two contractual jobs now. So see where another one would fit in.
Okay.
I have may I speak?
Yeah, go ahead, Ms. Rice.
So a number of things. When we first came to court, one of the things that I brought up was, when it comes to living expenses, I'm not in his finances, but he's living in a 5-bedroom house by himself. If he cannot afford his child support, perhaps he should make adjustments to his living situation, so that he can provide the funds that are necessary for his children.
That is an option. I don't know if Mr. Waller is, willing to consider it, but, hopefully they're looking at these kinds of situations in Gwinnett, because if you make your expenses so high, then that is going to create a problem for you. So you've got to, you're the one that needs to make sure that, your children come first.
Yes, Judge. The PAC program has also has sent me information for housing, and I've also looked into that, because there's I've only been here for the last 2 or 3 months by myself. So that would free up.
Okay. So you are considering it. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, Mr. Waller, when did you say she would get a payment?
There's been $700-800 sent already this month. So the full SOA, I think, is $960. So the remaining $160 will be sent before the month is over.
Okay. And do you feel that you're going to be able to keep it current?
Yes.
Okay.
But the program I made already for the 233, that's doable.
Okay.
Your Honor, what do you suggest we do, seeing as we have been to this court many times, and it's the same thing, I'm working, I'm making payments, I'm going to do better, and it does not get better. I'm
you have to just come. Yeah, you have to come back to us. I mean, the good thing is now we're on Zoom, so at least you're not having to go through, the same type of, issues that you would have if you had to go to court in person. But this is the method. Basically, there's our options are few. We can either work with Mr. Waller or we can put him in jail. I'm hesitant to incarcerate when somebody is working, because then we kind of open up the door to much larger problems. But I think Mr. Waller is feeling the pain and the stress, because now he's put himself in a situation where, you're having to come to this court and, infrequently, but he's put himself in a situation where he's meeting weekly. And that takes away more of his time. That's time when he could be working. So hopefully he's understanding that, this is not advancing the cause. The best thing is to just get on track with the child support, because it's not going to disappear. Even as each child turns 18, that arrearage still sits there, and you are going to still be pursued for that, forever. So you need to just make up your mind to pay it and get it behind you.
And the
sorry, I don't have anything. Go ahead.
Even though our oldest child is 18, the order says that he is to pay the same amount until the last child
Mhm.
is, 18 or graduates.
Right.
So it is just, I mean, I will do whatever it takes
Mhm.
to take care
And
of.
it sounds like you've been doing a great job. You've got your challenges there.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it
It is
is.
absolutely a lot. And at this point, I am doing almost all of the financial parts and almost all of the physical,
Mhm.
picking up, dropping off, because when,
Mhm.
he's, oh, I'm working. And I say, well,
Right.
I'm working, but I figure
Yeah.
it out. And, I don't even,
And that's the reason that I always suggest second jobs, because, when you have 3 children, you have 3 second jobs, that they take up that much time with what you have to do. So I don't really think it's a big sacrifice for someone to just take on another, 5 or 6 hours a week to, to help with child support. So,
and I had
but,
another job.
Mhm.
I had another job. I was teaching vocal performance at Atlanta Institute of Music, but it just became too much because I was
Right.
working full time at Georgia State singing. I had an
Mhm.
Airbnb that I started and doing that on Mondays and Wednesdays, and
Mhm.
it was too much. So I had to let that
Right.
go. But
Right.
when my children call me and say, Mom, I need, the last night at
Mhm.
a meeting, hey parents, we need $300 for this band trip. And band for my son, my middle child who has autism, is everything. That's like his personal fraternity. I can't tell
Right.
him he can't go on a trip. He needs
Right.
it.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not. Okay. Well, like I said, it sounds like you're doing what you need to do. We just got to get Mr. Waller to kind of try to meet you at least halfway. And that way, we can keep those kids going. Okay. So for Mr. Waller, I am going to reset you back to your normal judge for a calendar on November the 20th. Oh, no. No, we're closed. No, not going to do that. Let's see. You know what? I'm just going to have to put you down for November 10th. I know that I've done that with a few people, but that's really the only time in November. So that's going to be the reset date to see if that payment has, resumed. Okay, so both of you are dismissed, and have a good
We
weekend.
do. He provided the information. I was able to find it, as well as for Mr. Razor, his employer. We're good. I just need to send the information to our agents who will send it to the employers so the money can be deducted. They just need to continue to make the payment until they see
Right.
it.
That's what I just wanted to reinforce. Until you see that payment come out, you are expected to make your payments. Okay. So, stay on it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So Mr. Felton, Mr. Razor, you are dismissed.
Thank you. Have a nice day, Judge.
You too. And Miss Howell,
Yes.
did you have anything else that you wanted to tell me?
No, I guess he says he's gonna make a payment. He said that every month. That's why I had to go to child support, because he wasn't making it through the court order.
Believe me.
And he didn't get evicted. He just was trying to not have an address for me to find. We're still trying to go to court about him not providing an address to where my kids are when he's supposed to have them. So that's our issue right now. And he's avoiding me. I'm surprised I think it's only because I sent him a text message with the read receipts is why we ended up in court today, to prove that he actually got the notice. Because I've been basically putting trackers on my kids to figure out, like, yeah, go with your dads. And you could stay the night, because I'm just trying to figure out, where are you? And
okay.
So we have a job now, so that's a start.
That's an adorable little one that you have behind you. So
thank
do
you.
what you need to do.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys' help.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
You have a good weekend.
You too.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.